ladies and gentlemen.
It's the Backyard MECCA Show.
Backyard MECCA Show. MECCA Show.
We speak that realness.
Peace, ladies and gentlemen, Interwebliens, internets out there. Welcome back to the Backyard MECCA Show, backyardmeccashow.com.
Backyard MECCA Show.
Today we got some special guests in the building, but before that, man, I just want to talk to my co-host, man, X, Calamari Dave. What's good, man?
What's good?
What up, man?
How y'all doing, man? How's the weekend? How's the week going so far?
You tell them first.
My weekend was blessed, man.
Yeah? Good, man. Good. A lot of work and stuff, man?
Yes.
That's what's up, man. X, what's up with you, man?
Work, driving 14 hours, taking breaks here and there, doing healing sessions in between the rides, during the rides, in the middle of the hood. It's real extreme. I should write a book about this.
Foot to ground.
Yes.
That's good, man.
Foot to ground. I had a 2-hour healing session right before this, so
okay.
I'm pretty charged right now. I'm pretty happy.
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
That's dope. Well, we're back, man. We're back another show. We're getting good feedback, good likes. A lot of likes, people listening from all over. Actually, that was just quick shout, man, so we can get the show going, man.
But, give us shout outs, man.
We shouted a lot of Connecticut last show. This week we got Danbury in the building, Weathersfield, Berlin checked in, Derby, New Britain, Oakville, Rocky Hill, and Hamden, Connecticut.
Nice.
Then we got shout out to San Francisco,
nice,
Las Vegas, Clinton, Maryland, Cumberland, Rhode Island, Georgia, Philly's in the house, New Hampshire, Kissimmee, Florida, and Austin. So it's spreading out, man. It's getting out there.
Yeah, it is.
And what I'm really happy about, man, is we got Lindsay, Canada in the house.
Nice.
San Jose, Costa Rica.
Okay.
Ireland, France, Manchester, UK, Eaton Hill, Australia, Venray, Netherlands. This one, forgive me if I chop it up, but it's Republika Hrvatska, Croatia. So Croatia's in the building. What up, Croatia?
What's good, y'all?
Last but not least, man, we got some listeners from South Africa, man. Believe it or not, that shit is crazy, bro.
It's crazy.
The internet's a beautiful thing, man.
It is, man. You reach the world in a moment.
So, real quick, man, backyardmeccashow.com. Y'all can catch us there. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter is Backyard MECCA. You can catch us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Podomatic, Google Play, Stitcher, and real soon we're going to be on Spotify as well. You can catch the show every Sunday on YouTube, the actual video. The podcast audio actually comes out every Wednesday. If y'all want to send us some info, y'all want to talk to us, you want to reach out, y'all want to talk shit, hit us up at backyardmeccashow@gmail.com. We welcome everything, man. So just please follow, like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Word.
But man, without further ado, man, I want to introduce our guests today, all the way from Hartford. We got Mr. Marvelous in the building. Peace, Marvelous.
Peace. 1 2 1 2.
And
What's
then
good?
our brother Prophet's in the building. What up, Prop?
What's good, brother?
What's good, man? Thank y'all for being on the show, man. Welcome.
Thank y'all for having us, man.
Absolutely,
Definitely.
man. Absolutely. I'm very excited, man, because I know the caliber that's in the building. So I just can't wait for the audience to hear, man.
Yeah,
But,
y'all be surprised, man. It's fire, man.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. Y'all in for a treat.
So, real quick, man. As far as since you guys are here together, are you guys in a group at all, or is it just y'all coincide with each other? Y'all rock together? How's that work, man?
All right, well, this is what it is. Like, I started up my imprint, which is called Dead Poet Media, Dead Poet Society, and Prophet is actually my artist on the label.
Okay.
So we just been, he came to me, and this was earlier, a few years ago, and he was just like, yo. I really respect what you do, you know what I mean? And I want to, so I was just like, all right, come on. You know what I'm saying?
I think I freestyled for like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
And we was just chilling.
Yeah.
But the boy is nice too, man.
Yeah,
like,
but ridiculous. That's
you
my
nice,
whole
bro.
thing. I listen to talent, you know what I mean? Like, if I hear it and I know what's up, I gravitate to it,
Yeah.
And when he came to the crib, we sat there, we burned. And we was just vibing. He was spitting for me, and I was like, all right, well, listen, man, if you want to rock what I'm doing, I told him, I said, listen, I'm not here to sell you dreams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm only here to give you the wisdom that and the positive characteristics from the mistakes that I've made. That's what I'm here to do. So, you know, if you are down for the ride, you know what I'm saying, it's hard work. And he was like, I'm around, and that has been chemistry ever since.
That's dope,
my
man.
baby bro. Yeah.
That's dope, man. And you know, I first heard of you, you know what I'm saying, through actually Sabotage, you know what I'm saying? Peace to DJ Sabotage as well.
Sab.
You know what I mean? And you know, like when I heard you, bro, it was phenomenal, man. Like, you know, I'm a boom bap hip hop head, man, and then to learn that you was from Connecticut, man, I'm like, yo, like and yo, no dick riding, nothing, yo, you're my favorite Connecticut artist, yo, hands down.
Thank you.
That's why we worked together with the mixtape, with the clothing, the sponsor, all that, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then by linking with you, I heard my brother a couple times on some track. I was like, wow. So y'all definitely got what y'all got going on together, like
Yeah, y'all it's a great duo.
yeah, and I know y'all got a couple other heads too that I heard on a few tracks, like on the Who Got It joint, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my man, shout out Angel Lewis, and definitely coming through. Yep, and Source, yep, Autobots.
Dope, man, dope. So real quick, man, y'all tell us where y'all from, man. Hartford, were y'all born there, originally from there, or where your roots from?
Yeah, I was born at St. Francis Hospital, Hartford, Connecticut. That's my birthplace. I spent a lot of time there. I spent a lot of time in Manchester. We wound up, you know, my parents did the smart thing. They tried to get us out of the hood, you know.
Yeah.
So then, you know, I spent a lot of time in Manchester, and I'm currently back, you know, home, living in Hartford right now.
Okay.
You said you was at St. Francis?
Yeah.
Harvard Hospital across.
All right.
I moved in between all around, but around Windsor, we actually met in New Britain. We were both living in New Britain at the time. So
okay.
But yeah, we both originally from Hartford, North End and South End.
Okay, dope, man.
Cool. How'd you get into music? How'd you both get into music? What was the first introduction to it? And then what made you take it serious?
Well, first and foremost, my background is that honestly, like Daryl McDaniel from Run DMC is my first cousin.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Right?
Okay. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
It's my first cousin, and and my household has always been musical. You know what I mean? Before it was hip hop, it was just music in general. You know what I mean? Because my pops had the reel to reel. You know, he had the record play. Yeah, he was a real big music. So the 8-track, we had everything. You know, so my love of music came from that. You know, and then the record that actually inspired me, and I know I'm gonna date myself with this, but the record that inspired me to actually rap was The Message. You know, because when I heard that record,
For those who don't know,
right,
give us the hook. Give us a part or something, a piece of something.
It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Yeah.
Ha, 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 ha. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that was the record that actually inspired me to rap, because the message was so powerful behind it and what he was saying, and it was just poetry. You know what I mean? And it was real and it touched, because at that time, you know, I'm living in the hood.
Right,
you know what I mean? So when you every day when you step outside, these things that he's talking about, you see it in some shape, form, or fashion. So that's kind of, you know, the record that inspired me. And then from there, it's always been a love. Throughout school, I would write poetry. You know, when you get to 5th, 6th grade, you start learning about haikus and you know, all that good stuff. So, and then it just continued on. And then honestly, when I really took it seriously and understood that it's a business and it wasn't just a hobby, I want to say probably 2005, 2006, you know, really started trying to, you know, get the wheels turning and see what we could do in studio and stuff like that.
What made you see that in yourself? Was it someone that, like, you know, was it people, or was it reaction to your music?
I mean,
you know?
honestly, yeah, it was definitely the reaction to my music. And it was like, you know, everywhere that I would go, I was never afraid to, you know, rap in front of anybody, or, you know, that's just because I love to do it. And it was just like the reaction and what people were saying, yo, you got to keep going, you know. And I would just keep working at it and keep working and keep working. And, you know, I think that's the thing that drives artists, you know, is the reaction from the people,
right,
you know,
absolutely,
more than anything else. Yeah, of course, it's your love for the craft, but it's the reaction from the people. You know, I get somebody that hit me up and say, yo, Marv, you don't know how your music touches me, and it gets me through some of the tough times that I'm going through. You know what I mean? That's motivation.
That's that drive,
Yeah,
man.
right?
Definitely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And that's the hardest part, man. Is just for a lot of people is like you said, just it was easy for you to just go out and do it. Some people are shy, you know, timid and shit.
Right,
So that's dope that you know, right out the bat, you know, just getting out there, man. So
yeah, I love to do it, man.
and that's dope that you say 06, cause yo, believe it or not, I started the brand Self-Math in 06 too. So
That's crazy.
look how that coincide,
Yeah,
man.
That's crazy.
What about you, Prophet? What got you started and what made you take it serious?
I've been rapping for 5 years now. 5 years ago, I never touched a pen. I never tried I haven't been writing rap since a kid, and I always loved hip hop though.
Right,
Fascinated.
I wouldn't been able to tell that was the case.
No, of course, I appreciate that too.
I'm kind of shocked right now. You just said 5 years.
Yeah, honestly,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is wild.
I graduated high school. I went to AI Prince Tech in Hartford. So I graduated high school, and I really ain't had no direction what I wanted to do. In and out of college, and kind of just lost. So like when I turned 21, I remember I had just got fired from my job, and I was like going through it. So my boys, they were just going to like a Absol Schoolboy Q concert. Big Crit was headlighting at the time. That's before TDE really like took off.
That's when their music was crazy.
Section 80 Kendrick. So that's around that time.
Music, like, yo, it
was crazy.
Oh my God.
So when I went there,
wild era, yo.
true story, when I went there, like I said, I'm battling depression heavy for the first time, and I'm looking for a job now. So I went with a group of friends, and you know, they had to open the acts come on in and out. So while you know the next act was coming out, it was the people that's cleaning up the stages. So I go ahead and ask them if they hiring. So as soon as I go ahead and open my mouth, Absol came out. He came out like everybody had 100 people with him. He came out by himself and killed it. And I was looking around at everybody, how everybody stopped doing what they were doing, and they gave him his focus. If he said jump, they jumped. And Schoolboy Q came, killed it, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. And then, you know, I just took it from there. But, you know,
Beautiful.
One day at a time.
You know, I think that it's interesting. Like, what hip-hop does, I think it shows people your power a bit, you know what I mean? You have the capability to use your being to express yourself, no matter, even express all your bad experiences, your good experiences, and create something out of that to propel you into a better place in your life. And, I mean, honestly, if you look at, let's say if hip-hop didn't exist, because the thing is, we all grew up with hip hop,
right?
Being like it's normalized for us in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, we got to see it start. We got to see the birth of it in a sense. Even if we were kids when it happened, we were a part of that birthing of this thing. Right. But see, like somebody that was born like maybe even the '90s or the 2000s, this is normal. This is like, of course hip hop is here. Of course hip hop runs the world. You know what I mean? Like it's a different perception for them, and as for us. Like I think some of us realize, yo, this is a lifesaver. If we didn't have this, if hip hop didn't exist, even if you're not a hip hop artist, it inspires you to be the best you, or to express yourself, and not to be afraid or ashamed to express yourself. You know what I mean? Like it shows you that you have a capability of being great. You know, even if with the SELFMATHEMATIKS Clothing Company, it's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop influenced.
First, yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? Like with healing, even just. I was a poet first, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I started writing, you know, poetry. I mean, raps, and then making beats, and then it got to the healing. So it was like that school of thought of expressing myself and learning how to convert bad experiences into good experiences what brought me into healing. Right. You know, me wanting to share things that would change people's lives. Like, oh, well, I can actually change people's lives. So hip hop is such a tool, as you say. It's like it helps you find your greatness in a sense. You know, from you know, it's like 100%. This person made all these people just stop what they were doing just from his presence alone, like
from words.
Right, like, oh my God, like I could do that, you know. Right. It helps you see yourself.
That's why I love hip hop so much, man. Because for me personally, like that shit was an avenue for me to let out, listening to the music, reciting the lyrics, doing the clothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just an avenue for me, man. And like what you mentioned earlier. Brother, you said you were battling the depression. Do you feel like hip hop kind of helped you?
For sure. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Kind of alleviate some of that, man?
Outlet, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not the type, like, I hate talking about my feelings a lot. You know, sometimes I clamp down. I just always been like that. But, you know, now is a way to get that out of my system and put it in a positive way. Even if it's expressing something negative at the time, you know,
It's
trying
okay.
to just show, you know, a
Yo,
message through it.
By you just saying this right now, man, we might be touching some listeners out there that are going through the same thing you just spoke about. You know what I'm saying? And that might help them. You know what I'm saying? Kind of find their way a little bit, man.
For sure.
But yeah, hip hop, to me, man, it means so much, man. Like I was never into politics and all that, and I'm still not, man. I'm just into like things that I feel are important to our people, for our people to know, to get move ahead, and you know what I'm saying. So I learned that through hip hop. I learned that through listening to Nas dropping gems, because that's my favorite MC. Rakim, The Teacher, KRS-One, like that's where I learned a lot of my shit. This is why I hold it so dear to me, man. And like when you got these whack ass cats out here, and then you know sometimes you could be online, and you know I'm an online fiend, man. And little hip hop arguments going back and forth and all that. These cats don't realize the love that people that really love hip hop have for the art, man.
They don't.
And it frustrates me, man. But this is why I do something like this, for have everybody come up so we can share. So Mark, I wanted to ask you, what's hip hop mean to you, man? Like, what's it mean to you?
It's everything, man. It's like we came through, it shaped our lives, man. You know what I mean?
Literally.
Think about how many nights you was with your boys listening to Mobb Deep, the Infamous. You know what I'm saying? I think the whole world's going insane. I take a sip of the Henny and drink away the pain. Like these are records that got us through different times. Like hip hop is everything to me, man. Like I feel the same way you feel. Like I don't know what I would do without it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel about hip-hop. I don't know what I would do without it. Like,
yeah, man. And like I said, man, that's why, that's why a lot of these, these younger cats want to call us, OGs and all this shit, because we speak upon things, but it's like, we understand where the art came from, the culture, you know what I'm saying, the 4 elements and all that. From the bar to be raised up here, and then for cats to bring it down here with the buffoonery, bro. That shit hurts, man.
Let's talk about that.
You know what? Before we even get in, just to touch on what we were just talking about, like the whole with everything that we doing as far as hip hop right now, right? And you look back at how it shaped our lives. I see the people online, when they, like, all right, perfect example. Like, we grew up not only listening to these cats, but we grew up with a lot of them. You know what I mean? So it's different, like the younger generation, they might, why these cats keep going on about Prodigy or this guy or Sean Price or this guy or this guy. Like, we're losing legends, but we're also losing people that we grew up with. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when people say, the infatuation with Michael Jackson, like, you guys don't understand that these people are sad. It's not because they know him personally, but when you grow up and they grow up in the public eye and you watch them, it's like you grew up with them.
Yes,
so it's like they're a part of
it's
you.
a part of you.
Part of your
it's like
childhood.
It's like an extended family,
Right,
man.
it's a part of you, you know what I mean? So some of these things hit us hard, and because like I said, we grew up, listening to these guys and wanting to be like these guys and trying to do the same things as these guys.
Speaking of that, man, you want to go first? Or?
Yeah, real quick, just to like, how many times like I would be feeling something, man, mad, depressed, sad, and I knew exactly what song to put on to make me, if not feel better, at least it was a therapy to like just let me air out, man. And one of the first songs that I could think of is that I love, and I could put that song on repeat when I'm feeling something, is DMX Slippin'. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And it's shit like that that's why I love hip hop, man, because I can't even describe like the type of feelings and I don't know, the empowerment it makes me feel, man. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's interesting, man.
That record tells you about how gritty life is, but it also tells you, listen, man, pick your head up, bro.
Right.
Absolutely.
You ain't the only one that been there. I've been there too. We got to keep getting, and that's absolutely.
So here's the thing, right? It's a very interesting thing I'm gonna bring up as far as the dynamic in hip hop that exists, and I want to bounce this idea off you guys and see what you guys think. So now check it out. You got Bone Thugs and Harmony, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When Bone first came out, who at this table understood what they was talking about?
Not I said.
Not I, says me. I.
Barely.
I caught a word here and there, and I was happy I caught that. Like, ooh, yo, he said that. Yeah. Oh, that was hot. That was hard. But most of it was it was melody.
Right. Oh yeah, they got away with mumbling.
Yeah.
So now they were the first,
originators.
considered the first mumble rap, right?
Right.
Now, here's the thing though. There were people in certain parts of the country that could understand them.
Yeah.
I stayed in Mississippi. So Twista, Do or Die, a few groups, 3-6 Mafia, a bunch of these different people, they were like your first mumble rappers, and we understood exactly what they were saying.
Right.
Like we would spend a lot of time just trying to figure out what Bone Thugs and Harmony was talking about.
A
lot of time.
Oh, yeah.
And because it was broken like Southern dialect in a sense, it was like Midwest. Even though Midwest was like Midwest and the South are highly connected.
Yeah.
We were able to kind of get some of it and get the concept at least of what they were saying.
But also because the shit was dope. Even though we didn't understand a lot of it, the shit was dope.
But now watch this.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's dope. Now I don't take that. I'm not saying it wasn't dope. It was definitely dope.
Yeah.
Now we have a new generation that's come about. Also, I want to bring up this point. The 80s and the 90s rappers, for the most part, selling the drugs. You know what I mean? The rap was about selling the drugs. It wasn't about doing the drugs every now and then. It was about having a weak moment. You know what I mean? Like, but it was about pushing the drugs. You know what I'm saying? And it was normalized. You know what I mean? Because we grew up in that culture of seeing people, with a high stature pushing the drugs, not necessarily with a high stature taking the drugs.
Right.
Now we're in an era where the kids of these people who are taking the drugs are the rappers, and they are the kingpins now. And they're selling the drugs and taking the drugs. Okay, and they're this generation's Bone Thugs and Harmonies and Twisters and Do or Dies. Now, oftentimes hip hop reflected what was going on in the world. The sound, the lyrics, they oftentimes it was just a mirror of whatever we see in the world. Your Uzi Verts and all this other stuff, it's a mirror of what's happening with this younger generation, if you ask me. You got, like our shit was fucked up. Yeah. They got it's our stuff and on top of the new problems with them. Right. So I think the music is a reflection, even though I don't like a lot of it, I'm seeing it for what it is. Just like how our shit was like, wait, what is that? And then like my dad or my mom might be like, why are you listening to that? You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with us because the sound is not reflection. It's not a reflection of our generation. It's not a reflection of how we understood hip hop, in its inception. Right. Now hip hop is morphing into this different thing that reflects. But
see, my whole thing with that is when we were coming up and listening to the cats that we used to listen to. They still, at least follow guidelines, have some respect, you know what I'm saying, for the elders and shit like that. Like a lot of these young kids coming up now, they're disrespectful. Or, a lot of this shit is like junkie rap. They all they do is talk about Xanax and lean, and not all of them, but you know what I'm saying, most of them.
But now here's the thing, I agree with you, but were we wrong, or our generation's wrong for talking about pushing that shit just as much as they talking about taking that shit?
I see what you're saying.
I mean, you understand? Like, in a sense, it's like one generation is affecting the other, and I don't think it's been said, but what do you think? What do you think?
Well, all right. You can't say that our generation was right for talking about pushing it. You know what I'm saying? And then trying to condemn the newer generation. You know what I mean? It has to be fair on both sides.
Right.
But what I am going to say is that when it comes to our generation, we had the music, but it wasn't just about pushing. You understand what I'm saying?
I agree.
There was, for every one dude that had on the 50 gold chains and, talking about his life in the streets and whatnot, you know what I mean? You had the Poor Righteous Teachers, and you had, the Big Daddy Kanes, and you had the Rakims, and you had the Jungle Brothers, you know what I'm saying? De La Soul and Tribe Called Quest.
Absolutely.
And you know what I mean? You had so many different elements of hip hop, so we didn't get saturated with just I'm pushing dope. There was a balance.
There was a balance.
And I think that's what this generation's problem is. That's what they're lacking is balance. There's no balance. It's just a bunch of drugs, you know what I'm saying, and a bunch of dope heads running around and and just like, but it comes from a lack of the elders really teaching and passing on those jewels. You know, we happen to come through that era where we still were able to get those jewels passed on. And then you got the era of these guys where they stopped passing along jewels and they started trying to be just as young as the young crowd. So now when you have that element added, who's gonna learn anything from anybody when you got OG out here that's 42 years old trying to be like young Holmes that's 22 years old, and you out here sagging your pants just as hard as him, not giving him the proper guidance. How do you? It's gonna get lost in translation. The respect, you know what I'm saying? The morals. These things are gonna get lost in translation, and that's why you have what you have now, which is cats that don't care about what came before them. They don't care about the culture. They don't care about what they're doing to the culture, because this right now is just for them to get money, take drugs, have women. All of the things that the devil put here to keep us captive is what they what they worship right now.
Yeah, I think too, like, just to be fair, we are being saturated with certain artists, so we look at the whole generation like these certain artists. There's a gang of other artists that are like how it was before, where we have variety. But now the difference is between now and then, we gotta find them.
Right.
You gotta go look for them.
You definitely,
you know what I'm saying?
You're gonna have
you
to
gotta
go search.
find them. You gotta search.
Absolutely.
You can't just turn the radio on and be exposed to these
But
things.
that's what I'm saying. That's the problem, is that you can't run from the saturation, because when you turn on the radio, you turn on a 937 or whatever the case, whatever our radio station is. You turn it on and you're getting beat in the head with these same songs. It's programming
every hour.
Right, they're programming. You know, when Drake dropped that new record, I'm keeping a stack with you. The record is trash for me. The God's Plan, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't like the record.
Me neither.
I don't think that I don't like the gimmick behind the video. I don't like the record, whatever whatsoever. You know, I like earlier Drake. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, but the God's Plan, like when that record is being played on the radio station every 30 minutes. You're beating people to death with this stuff. You can't escape it. You know what I mean? It's just hard.
Well, here's the thing. Now you have like the internet. Now you have, internet radio. The emergence of that. You have the Pandoras. You have your SoundClouds. There's more. They have your streaming sites. So it seems like it's going toward the point of choice now. You have an option now. Like, all right, you can pay this little $10 and decide to listen to what you want to listen to, type thing, or press this button and be programmed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now you have an option. So I think that it's a double-edged sword, just as it was before. You had saturation of certain artists depending on how much money was put behind them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you had artists you had to like go and investigate to know that they existed. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, okay, watch this. The South. Early on, the South was a secret.
Yeah.
The South was. It's hard to even know. Like, me saying that right now to somebody who don't know, they'll be like, what you mean the South was a secret?
Yeah.
Like, that era is so lost on translation. Like, nobody remembers that time unless you lived through it. I used to live in Mississippi, y'all. I used to live in Georgia and Mississippi, for the audience that don't know, and for those who don't know here. So I got the experience when No Limit was like popping. I got the experience when Cash Money first started. I got the experience a lot of the West Coast artists like influence from down. Like, I got to experience all that, and it was phenomenal because you had options, but it was like you had to look for these options. You had to know. You had to be in the know.
Right.
You wouldn't even know any of it was going on if you didn't have a boy that was like plugged in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
my neighbor, like, we lived on a farm, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? My nigga was my boy. My neighbor, he used to he used to stay up on the No Limit CDs. So I would go to school with him sometimes. I would hear this shit like, yo, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let me get a dub of that. Tape. Copy the tape, the CD to the tape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I would always try to get a dub off of people with the new music. But if I wasn't plugged in, I wouldn't know. So it's kind of real similar now since you have the internet. Yeah. You can find out, you can type, you can look. Honestly, I'm gonna keep with a stack with y'all. All right. I agree with y'all on some level, but I sort of disagree. I feel like there's a lot of variety now. More variety than there's ever been. Hence, an artist like you, I could search up and find in the midst of all this crazy shit that's going on.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Versus an artist like you being shelved on a label and I never knew about you or I never heard about you, though you had a whole deal.
Right.
That's happened in the 90s a lot, where there were great artists that you just never heard of.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? But they'll tell you, I had a deal with Def Jam or I had this song with Jay. Just never came out because they got shelved. They don't have the freedom to just, okay, I'm going to upload my shit on the net put some money behind it and promote it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's definitely it's the gift and the curse, but I agree with you 110%. You know, that's the great thing about it now. You know what I mean? Is that the internet has definitely damaged a lot of things, but you know, for the music and things of that nature, it's definitely opened up the highways. You know what I mean? Like you said, made it possible because I mean we're talking about a time like I'm a hip hop junkie. You know what I mean? So. You know, I have a lot of friends that there was a lot of music that they never even knew about. You know, I'm putting cats on to Little Brother at the time. You know what I mean? I'm putting cats on to Ab Soul and Kendrick Lamar, you know, before, you know, cats really knew who they were. And I'm putting my friends on and surrounding them. And to this day, they'll come and be like, yo, Marv, thank you. You know, early Sean Price, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely a great thing because, like you said, now you can go and you can find, you know, a different sound and, you know, different artists, you know, aside from everything that's going on now, you know. But it's just there's a lot of things that are wrong with hip hop, you know, in general. Like, you know what I'm saying? You try to fix one and then you got this one. You try to fix this and then you got this issue. It's a lot of things wrong. But
I think money is the issue. People behind it. People
well, yeah, I mean, that's the major issue. You know what I mean? Because you got to think about it. These guys, it's all, they monetize everything, you know? And once the money is the driving force behind it, now it goes from a love to a corporation. You know what I mean? And it goes from the love of it to a business aspect where now these cats are selling their souls because they want to have what they see everybody else have. Right. You know? Which so you're not keeping it true. You know what I mean? You chasing, and that's the whole thing. You know, most of the cats that did it, like they coming up, these cats might have went gold and they might have went whatever, you know, but it was the love because you know what? When you can play a record 25 years later, 30 years later, it wasn't the money that drove that record.
Right.
No, not at all.
Bing! That's how you make timeless music right there. Like, and that's why it don't sound timeless because money is driving the reason why they make it.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I like. We have these conversations a lot because there's one thing that this guy to the left of me is never going to do is you're never gonna not respect hip hop and where you came from. You know what I mean? Because every chance that I get, I'm gonna give you a lesson on something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like regardless, like listen, you want to be a part of this. What I tell you, LeBron. The reason why he's so great, people can hate on that guy all you want, but the reason why he's so great is because he went and studied what came before him.
Exactly.
You know, and he incorporated that into what he's doing now. You know what I mean? And that's one of the smartest dudes I've ever seen on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? But he had to go study what came before him. And that's usually what happened. The guys who come into the league, right, and they don't study what come before them and they just want to be there are a perfect example, right? You got LeBron, you got Carmelo. Okay? Which one was driven? Which one's driven by money? You know? And I use this example all the time because, right, if your mentality is to win, right? When Carmelo had the chance to go sign with anybody during that time when he had the chance to sign, why do you go to the Knicks and take their money? You take $100 million from the Knicks, right? Knowing that they're in the rebuilding process. You weren't going to save the day. You're coming off of your kneecap ain't right. What's driving you? It's not the need or the want to win, the want to be greedy and get money is what's driving you because that's been his whole career. Whereas LeBron, you come in there and it's not about the money to you because, bro, you giving $41 million to school to put kids through college. You know what I mean? You're giving back to the community. It's about being great. And that's the difference. Those are the things that are going to separate people. You know what I mean? Like it's either you're going to do it because you love to do it and it's going to show in your work, or you're going to do it because the money's driving you. And guess what? 9 times out of 10 when the money's driving you, like you said, you don't have a lasting impression. All of the music, you can't go back and tell me a record, a trap record that's going to sustain the test of time. You know, like they come and they go.
Yeah.
Think about it. You know what I mean? Right. People aren't running around, even though Young Jeezy was hot as fire at one point. Cats ain't running around still singing Young Jeezy songs.
You got a point.
Or looking for him.
Or looking for him.
No, you got to. Yo, what? Yo, that's a good point.
You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like these are things that's not happening. You know what I mean? There's no what trap record can you tell me that's gonna stand the test of time that you can think of right now off the top of your head and be like, yo, that's a classic. But you know what? If I say, yo, what hip hop songs stand the test of time? They reminisce over you. Everybody here's got a different record that they can say that stand the test of time. But you can't say that about a trap record. What trap record could you say? You can't.
And even the ones that I like that got trap elements in it, they're not trap records.
Right, they're not trap
records. Like they hard.
And you know what? And I don't want the people to get it confused because, you know, like when, you know, they take your opinion and they turn it into hate. It's not hate. You know what I mean? I have a lot of friends that make trap music and, you know, do it, and I don't hate it all because I'll be lying to you if I sat here and say there's not some trap records that I do listen to. Some of the beats you can't, you know, you can't deny. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, like, you're talking to a hip hop head, and when you're talking to a hip hop head, those are the answers that you're always gonna get from me because this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? This is hip hop. You know what I mean? We come from, this is boom bap. This is what our sound is. You know what I mean? Like it'll forever be that. You know?
And yeah, we keep going all day, man.
I got some bullshit.
I mean, when we spoke, you know, the money is basically obviously the main issue, and to me, one of the main people to blame, man, is who lets that shit seeking out into the public. It's the radio, the DJs on the radio station and the radio.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That payola shit killed. That's the main thing right there, man. So I blame a lot of these DJs, man. And you know, a lot of them will just be like, yo, it's my job, and I get that and all that. But like, yo, when you're in the culture, man, it's like, yeah.
I mean, are the DJs
part of my
running shit?
It's
right
bullshit. Now? That's what that is.
Yeah.
It's pure bullshit because as long as, you know, from the inception of hip hop, right, the DJs broke records. They made artists. And you haven't seen that in 20 years.
That's what I was gonna say. Are DJs even responsible for breaking artists anymore?
No,
like, are they even doing?
They don't break artists
they're not
anymore.
the gateways anymore.
Listen. Do you know how many guys that they have around the way that, you know, these dudes, like, bruh, you don't even have any experience on turntables. Yeah. I've never seen you rock on no turntables, but you call yourself a DJ, and then you want to charge people for a mixtape slot? Bruh, nobody knows you. I'm just saying, it has to make sense to me, man. Yeah. What am I paying you for a mixtape slot when nobody knows you? Unless your name is DJ Kool Herc or Kid Capri or Red Alert or any DJ that has a name for themselves, you know what I mean, that could charge somebody to get on the mixtape. It's different when if I was trying to get on the Clue tape and he'd be like, yo, I need 300. This is DJ Clue. Yeah. People are gonna listen to DJ Clue from number 1 all the way to the end. But for a guy around the way, and I'm not knocking your hustle, but it's also building a resume, you know what I mean? I think that's the whole thing too, is that's a problem, is that people skip steps. You know what I mean? So when they skip steps, they think that it's acceptable because nobody's chin checking them on this shit.
Exactly.
Nobody's saying, hey, yo,
that's a big problem.
Right. Nobody's saying, hey, yo, man, listen, that shit's trash, man. Stop it. Nobody's saying, hey, yo, man, for these show promoters, hey, yo, bruh, how are you charging these artists to open up and pay for these other artists that you bringing down who show up 45 minutes late, perform 2 songs and take their money and bounce? You know what I mean? Like, but the shit has to stop. And you know, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of it's gotten away because everybody is culture vultures, man, at all costs. Everywhere you turn, somebody's a photographer now. Somebody's a videographer now. Somebody's a producer now. Somebody does this. Somebody does that. And once they find a way to get in your pocket and they see that you're dumb enough to actually do it, then they're gonna keep doing it to you. And I think that's the overall thing in hip hop in general, is that it's a lot more, it's culture vultures everywhere, you know. I don't know how do you even begin to stop it now because it's so far along. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, here's the thing, that's a good point. So you have a traditional sound. You know what I'm saying? More of a traditional. You both of you guys having more of a traditional like hip hop sound. You know what I'm saying? And the traditional hip hop sound isn't really being monetized right now, like how the trap sound is. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what that has done, it seems like it's allowed for that lane to grow on its own, almost like when you throw a bunch of seeds in a field and you kind of just let the fruit and trees grow out however it may, and it's become its own thing.
Right.
So now you have people like Conway the Machine, and West Side Gun, and Sky Zoo, and Rock Macchiano. All these people have these sounds that are traditional, but they still get shows. People still buy. They check them out. They're looking for them. They're checking for them. So let me ask y'all this: as a traditional hip hop artist, this is for both y'all. I want both y'all to answer this. As a traditional hip hop artist, how does one keep that sound and that integrity and still remain relevant in this field or in this time? How would you, and if not just for you, but how would you suggest another artist go about staying relevant? What would they have to do to their sound to keep their integrity, but then also appeal to people that want to hear, I guess, a blend of something more modern, so to say, along with something that still sounds like the foundation of hip hop?
Could I?
Absolutely.
I feel it's two things, honestly. You could just tell with certain music and when people are performing, if you could feel it, it's kind of timeless. So, and that's going through to like the essence of it, you know, to create and teach now or expressing yourself. No matter what or what time frame that is, you're gonna connect to people. It's all about connection in some way or some form.
Right.
So the question, I mean, you know, you asked about how do you keep it current, kind of. I feel like, you know, these kids do need to probably hear this message. The type of beats they're selecting now. You know, if you could blend in your message like certain artists, like the Be Humble track by Kendrick.
Right.
That beat was like, you know, I forgot who made it, but
I forgot
he's all over too.
Yeah.
But if you really listen, you know, he's saying some things in there.
Right, slipping it in there.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of a way, but, you know.
Because in a sense, if you look at Kendrick, he takes a bunch of different sounds and makes his point over it. Whether it be trap joint, whether it be jazz fusion and trap, whether it be hip hop and jazz fusion or rock and funk. I really don't know too many other artists that are able and capable to do that. That I have to give him a lot of credit for. And I think, honestly, if my answer to that would be, I think that everybody as a hip hop artist should expand to all genres, because hip hop is all genres.
Right.
You know what I mean? That is its inception. It's just all genres kind of mixed together and blended into one, in a sense. Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of how it's been, and that's one of the foundations of hip hop, is having all these different elements in one element. So what's happening is a lot of those elements are being removed, and then now you have like more like spacey sounds, pad sounds taking place of instruments. You know what I mean? But Rick Ross, right? Rick Ross is still relevant, yet he's like he's old school and new school at the same time. Like he could still appeal to like newer cats, but then he appeals to like the foundation cats too at the same time, because he got bars. You know, even though the story, you know, throws some people off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't deny his music. Like, if you were listening, like sit down, really listen to him, like, oh, this motherfucker saying some shit. Like, if somebody else is writing for him, you're like, yo, there's some bars. And then like you listen to the beats, they're musical. You know, it's like, it sounds like luxury hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds like it's all like it's music. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's instruments. Like, it's guitars, it's electric guitars, it's pianos all over the place. Like, you don't hear that in a lot of music.
Nope.
Nipsey Hussle does the same thing. These are people who, to me, they still remind me of the foundation of hip hop. They still give me that. They still give me that feeling, that timeless feeling. Like, I'll go back to a Rick Ross song from maybe 2-3 years ago. And that was fire. Or Nipsey, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because of the feeling that I got when I first heard it.
What we just talked about, you know what I'm saying? The timeless shit.
That timeless shit, exactly.
We check for that. We're not going to, this trap shit, people ain't really going to check for that like that.
Right, but here's the thing, though. We saying that, but all I hear people do is listen to trap.
Yeah.
They have trap elements in the music, or it's just trap.
Yo, crack was popular at one time too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Crack
So
is turned to the pills. So that's what I'm saying. It evolves into something else that you have to end up dealing with. Versus, I don't want to be the person to be like, I don't fuck with that shit. So fuck it. It don't exist. It does exist.
That's me.
Well,
I'm gonna keep it 100.
I know. It
right,
does exist.
I'm just gonna keep it like Guru and Primo on a moment of truth. You know what I mean? We don't change our strategy. We just update our formulas. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And that's just pretty much what it is for me. Like, I'm not here to try and keep up with what's going on around me. And I think that's where people get caught up, because the reality of it is that my goal is to make timeless music. My goal isn't to go in and try to keep up with the sound. Listen, either people are gonna like it or they're not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's still our form of expression. You know, if I go into the studio and I make a record that sounds like this, it's either you're gonna like it or you're not. But I'm not gonna change what I do and how I do it. It conform, you know, because I think that's what a lot of it is.
Is it conforming, or is it more? All right, so like J. Cole, right? J. Cole has a traditional sound, more like Kanye. You know what I'm saying? It's like a Kanye-ish feel, right?
Right.
But as he's grown his career, he's done a lot of different kinds of records that appeal to different people.
No, definitely.
Did he change, or did he just grow? You know what I mean?
No.
Would you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. So in the case of a J. Cole, it's growth. You know what I mean? It's experimentation, which every artist do. It's growth. You know what I mean? But then you have these guys like Lil Yachty, and is that? Right. You know, that's just dumbed down rap. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Who?
Right, exactly.
Who's that?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know?
Right.
Like, you have the dumbed down stuff, you know, and I think that you know, the issue that I have is that I don't have a problem with experimentation, because I've experimented with, you know, some trap sounding records and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with that. The problem that I have is that when you take your core principles, right, and you say, yo, F it, and just flush it down the toilet because you feel that this way is going to be the way that I get on. If I have to do that, then I don't want to make music anymore, because I'm not making the music that I want to make.
Thank you.
There you go.
You know what I mean? I'm not making the music that I want to make. Right now, I'm trying to conform and be like everybody else because I see a revenue stream. And again, that leads you back to that's what the driving force is, because these cats aren't making music out of love. Right. You know what I mean? They're making music from a profit standpoint. Like, all right, well, let me go in here. This is what makes sense. I put up a post on Facebook that was like, the first rule of hip hop is stay true. And then this kid jumped on there and was like, the first rule of hip hop business is lie. I'm like, well, you know what? I don't need no part of that business. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just gonna keep it true with what I do. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. I know a lot of cats that have done that, man. And more than anything, it's disappointing. You know, absolutely. Because it's disappointing. Yeah. Because at one point, you know, you dudes was spitting and you was thoroughbred. So for you to go from thoroughbred and just take all your morals and everything and just throw it in the toilet and just be like, yo, I'm gonna start rapping like this, yo. It's sad and it's disappointing.
It's some sucker shit too.
Right, man. It is some sucker shit because yo, if you, like I said, the moment that I feel like I have to start rapping on trap beats to be relevant, I don't want to do it anymore. I quit.
Yeah.
I feel you. I like you blended. I'm sorry. No, you blended the elements pretty well in your new album. To me, you know what I mean. Like, I like how you kept it current. You kept it to where, like, I don't feel like I'm listening to something that came out years ago because it has a traditional sound. I didn't feel that way. I'm going through the album, I'm like, yo,
That's a dope album.
This is fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just dope. I'm like, I'm gonna listen to this on my own later. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is getting listened to more. Like, when I burn, I'm gonna listen to this song again. Like, I was filing which ones I'm gonna go back to this one and listen to this when I'm in a whole other state. I really enjoyed how you kind of did what I think certain most artists should do, which is blend sounds in the music, like the beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, your lyrical content should be what your lyrical content is. You know what I'm saying? I think every artist should increase that and get better from project to project. Right. I think the beats also should reflect that growth. You know what I mean? Right. Like, okay, I'm adding other elements into my lyrics. I should also add other elements into these beats to also bring in other people that can understand me. You know what I mean? Right. But things that fit who you are, so that the music sounds good, because that's how it sounds good. You know what I mean? You have to pick sounds that match your vibe. Right, you know what I mean? Absolutely. And that worked with you. Like, I was like, wow. Actually, that's awesome.
And not to cut you off, X, let them know the name of your album, brother.
My album out right now is called Depth Perception. It's produced by Alfredo Guadalupe, and I got some great friends on there. I got my man Crumb Snatcher. I got Prophet, my young artist, Clockwise. It's a Sky Raven, the poet. I had fun creating that project.
We're gonna get into a few of those tracks too, man. But actually, I want to get into some of the music, man. This is the first time we actually have MCs on here, you know, because we're a new show.
Dope.
So you know, first time hooking this all up and everything. But I actually found the track with you and Prophet and Angel Lewis and Source, the whole track. So we're gonna rock out to most of that.
Okay.
And then you know what I mean, y'all can fill us in, man. We'll have a few questions. Let's just see how this goes from here. And
hey yo, Mike, turn that shit up, man. Marvzilla, Angel Lewis, Prophet, Source, who got it? This live shit, yeah, bring up your whip shit. 1, 2, yo. All I wanna know is who got it. The wealth of poverty is two-sided. The rich lack morals and poor guidance. For new objects, the poor rich in ignorance with poor wallets. Brand new cars still in the projects. It's hard to digest. Readers believe what the line says. Can't follow if you don't lead, is what the blind says. Beyond progress, I step into a time capsule. The day the earth stood still is when the time catch you. No reversing it, no rehearsing it. No let me start over again, button is worthless. No love for the merciless. They tend to show face, both surfaces disappear whenever the drama surfaces. My sole purpose is to live like the next human. My lazy eye never focused on what the next doing. I expect movement, craft shit to keep your neck moving. Words tap dance on the snare, I'm Fred Astaire student. Congruent to degrees harmony. I breeze through the bass with ease, honestly. Mine an anomaly, cinematography. I jog your memory while stimulating every plate and lit in your artery. Supreme archery, proceed cautiously or get a thin slice across your windpipe, making you breathe awkwardly. When I spark, the clouds part, boy, part of me. Fold the heavens in half, drag the devil across the sea. Watch how you talk to me with the air in your lung sack. Or it's no chill, like I'm laying on the sun's back. Prodigal sun rap, hell raising at the offering. It's cold shit like a toilet that's made of porcelain, nigga. Put a cork in it, nobody wanna hear that. This is my year, overly queer rap. You want views, but leave us nothing to peer at. Amongst peers, I appear to just peer back. All black, ready for warfare. We can split heads over who's the best in the state when Marv ain't there. In third person, I deliver these rhymes to the earth's merchants. I'm Cool G rapping his prime, covert wordsmith.
Walked on some codes just to say I got soul. I ain't chef, standing heat in a circle compete. Friendly fire do Babylon, push the homies to Babylon. But if you're feeling weak, your flows take fleet by the week. Lynch the mob so they can rest. Dogs hang on the tree of death. Call me ass. Red snapping, break it, perp off. Besides a Pokemon boss. Don't sweat the roll call until we pop up like cannonballs. Came unprepared but went home without a loss. Rather be discreet as you beg to be seen. Beggars retreat when you pray on knees. Think about me. Crossover of a cyborg with human dogs to die for. Martin had a dream, so did a Rican on a music scene. You can sneeze. Bless the fact I'm fidgeting when lightning remap. Stir the dirt earth like Thundercats for 3 times. Cause I'm that charm to alarm. Supervising melodies. these bars be special needs, especially off the Remy, ready for a quick lunch. Off with his head, big punt. Till top dog, I got a punchline for punch. Crunch time, I'll be clutch. Birdie on the jump, for the green, they switching up. Seen a cousin play a cousin for a piece of none. That's why I move with a tight jaw, exploring dope songs. Stay awake with the big dogs. Homies have been asleep way too long. Never go withdraw, shaking, I need a fix, y'all. Youngest out the group, but cast a spell like that Hannibal dog involved.
Started off dreaming about the money, it's funny, we've waited too long to count it for this to amount to nothing. We tired of hoping for it, so now we making it happen and actually going for it and rapidly going forward. Geometric tables, analyzing every angle. We failed to make them connections, them shits was never stable. Word of this art form, been at war with
I'm just gonna fade out a little bit, man. But yo, that's one of my joints right there, man. That's one of the joints I heard that I really like from y'all, man. So I had to I threw that joint on the Backyard MECCA mixtape for the clothing. And real quick, that's where the whole name for the show comes from. You know what I'm saying? I felt so impelled to get Connecticut shit out there because we have some dope artists out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know, I called it Backyard MECCA because everybody knows the Mecca's New York, where everything started. But we've been out here too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what that means, man. So I wanted to keep the show that name too because we're gonna have a lot of hip hop and other interesting things going on. But real quick, man, what's the name of that track? Let the people know, man.
That track right there is called Who Got It. It's featuring Prophet, myself, Source, and Angel Lewis.
And the other brothers that you named, are they also from Connecticut?
Absolutely, yes they are, yo.
That's dope. What you think, X, man?
I got to hear it from the headphones, so I didn't really get to hear the like lyrics and all that. But yeah,
okay.
The beat from I'm sitting here nodding as if I'm like I'm
in
the zone with y'all. I'm like,
you
know what I'm saying? But no, it was hard.
Yeah, I think that beat thump. Yeah,
like all I had was hear the keys and all that. I'm like, this is fire. But I already know y'all nice. Like
thank you, man.
I'm gonna check that out when I get the chance. You know what I mean?
Who produced that
you
track?
You guys got to enjoy it.
Yeah, honestly, I forgot the kid's name.
Okay, that's all right, man. How old is that track? Is that a older track?
It's like almost 2 years, right? Almost.
Yeah.
It honestly is.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, almost 2 years.
Yeah, we dropped that. Yeah, almost 2 years old. Yup.
That's dope, man. Yeah, because that mixtape came out when I dropped the mixtape for the clothing brand, that was July 2017. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So y'all already had it out there for a little while.
Yeah, it was circulating for a minute, yo.
Like two summers ago, I want to say. Not last summer, the summer before that. Yeah.
Okay. And real quick, man, I want to get into another track, man. I want you to pick it though, brother. I know you sent me two from actually the Death Perception. I want people to hear some music from there real quick.
Okay.
You sent me that At Night joint.
Yep.
And you sent me the what you call it?
I already heard that one. You need to hear that one.
I've been here before.
Yeah.
That was just a Lucy too, but that's like one of my favorites, man.
Okay. Which one would you I don't know. You want to start with one of those?
I mean, well, since we're here promoting the project, so we might as well start with At Night, and
At Night is crazy.
Cool. Let's do that.
Yes, sir.
Pardon that.
Hey, yo, Sly, play them keys, man. I interpret it, look at the grind different. Sorta had a deliverance. Failure is imminent, but never permanent. I'm quoting this in parenthesis. Water my seeds, feeding a mind through photosynthesis. First shall be the last shall be the genesis. My arch nemesis, the God that I see. Every morning when I'm in the mirror brushing my teeth. Beyond deep, what I speak in exceptional satire. One man tried to change the whole world and backfire. With the thought of being respected, regarded, and admired. Ultimately neglected, disrespected to the highest. Ridiculed by the liars for the way that he lived. Your perception is just not what reality is. This Illadelph half-life are the roots that I spark. It's hard trying to find your way in every group in the dark. At night, I can see the stars from afar, and character will define who you are. At night, I can't sleep, my dreams keep me awake. I lay puzzled as I'm staring into space. At night, they say the good die young, I'm still here.
happiness is on the other side of fear. And if you make it to the morning, then you made it. You alive so you can deal with being faded. I'm in the middle of going places and with nowhere clash. If I speed it up, I know I'm going nowhere fast. I slow it down to watch life out the window seat, but she keep passing me by, far side of the street. And when we finally meet, it ain't no time to be sweet. I've been waiting for 20 years just to finally speak. This hip hop, I got a love that climb mountains and peaks. Through the highs and the lows, I keep an undoubted belief that we'll never end. Different circumstances when I'm settled in. Never half stepping in any cipher you catch me in. Boom bap, where I'm keeping the heart of my tunes at. True that, I'm never co-signing none of this new rap. I spew facts for the culture vultures and the suckers. Take it personal. My gang stars in this motherfucker. When I'm rocking the mic, you watching the light. Take notes, I'm an example of how you rocking it right. At night, I can see the stars from afar, and character will define who you are. At night, I can't sleep, my dreams keep me awake. I lay puzzled as I'm staring into space. At night, they say the good die young, I'm still here. Happiness is on the other side of fear. At night, and if you make it to the morning, then you made it. You alive so you can deal with being faded. At night, I can see the stars from afar, and character will define who you are. At night, I can't sleep, my dreams keep me awake. I lay puzzled as I'm staring into space. At night, they say the good die young, I'm still here. Happiness is on the other side of fear. At night, and if you make it to the morning, then you made it. You alive so you can deal with being faded.
Yeah. That one's dope, man. Talk to us about that one, man. How did that come about, man? What made you write that, man?
Oh man, I keep it all real with you, man. Like that record right there, that one beat in that record is what spawned the depth perception. Mm-hmm. Like I got the record, my man sent it over, and I would just listen. You know, that's my process. When I get records, I listen to it over and over. Gotcha. And you know, sometimes it hits me, and I get an idea, and then sometimes it don't. But that record, it just spoke to me, and I was like, I'm listening to it, and I'm like, all right, you know. And then I would just lay there in my bed, and I would just be thinking, and that's how I came about. And I just started putting it together, like, you know. That's dope, man. You know, it's rough, but, you know, listen, man, you know, listen, if you made it to the morning, then you okay. You know what I mean? Every day, and that was my point behind the song, is that every day that you wake up and you get to see the sun, you got a chance to start over. You know what I'm saying? One of your
strongest tracks on the album, I feel like. That had the sound was like, so it would stand out. Like it really stands out. Like, thank you. And it's funny because like when I pressed play on the album, that was the first one that played. Like I didn't hear the intro first. I heard that first. Yeah. So I was like, okay, all right. Wait, hold on. Like, oh shit! And the hook came, and I was like, oh, this is fire. It really took me by surprise. I didn't know what to expect, you know, when press play. You know, you don't know what to expect when you press play.
Right,
you know
absolutely.
What I mean? You just don't know what you're going to expect. But that was like, yeah, I'm telling you, it was definitely phenomenal to hear you work.
Thank you.
Both of y'all. It's like I said, the track with y'all on it, you guys, everybody that's listening, please check their albums out. I don't care if you like new stuff and you don't really, whatever, check it out. It's worth checking out. Like you're gonna find stuff that you like.
And listen, man, even more. Look, I'm here, but the future is sitting right next to me, man, as well. Oh, yeah. And if you haven't tuned in, man, Prophet, listen, he's got a project out right now. It's called City's Promise. It's on every major outlet you could think of. Spotify, Tidal, iTunes, you name it, it's there. Go look him up, man. Prophet, Profiiit.
See, I ain't even know all that. Definitely gonna look that up, bro. I want to
check that out too.
Yo, you nice too, man.
Your cadence is crazy. Nice, I'm like, I didn't know where you was gonna go. Like, and that's what I love about cadence is like, I can't detect where you're gonna go and like say the line ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was like, it was beyond being able to expect. You know, it was like, whoa, where's he going? It was like being taken down a maze, you know what I'm saying? A beautiful maze at that, you know what I mean? And then to the exit. Like, it was dope. Like, it was like, I'm gonna show you the walls real quick. I'm gonna take this quick turn right here. I'm gonna take this quick right here. We're gonna fly real quick. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna float down. Like, it was a really nice experience.
Yo, it's so crazy, man. I don't want to cut y'all off. We're killing the time right now, man. Like, we can sit here all night. But let's get into a few more tracks, man. So we could go in. So Marv, this one right here, I've been here before.
Yeah.
Official. Is the official part of the track, right? I've been here before.
It's just a Lucy.
Okay, cool. Let's get into that, man.
Now everybody say ride, ride. Yeah, throw your hands up high, high. Yo, Farrakhanda's for a reason, it's the true and living. The who's who got a view, opinion, and crew to mention. Faithless souls with bus fare, rocking true religions. Useless image of what the future isn't. Still picture, I'm still with your resolution tenant. This is preemptive for the apprentice. Life is never how you draw up the plans, it's how you present it, depict it. My life story to anybody with interest. Nothing venture, it's nothing gained, right? I'm trying to stay ahead of the curve, Adam Wayne, right? I can feel it in the energy when something ain't right. When the air shift, I wish that I knew it would be like this. A complete vice grip, a unique crisis. Wait, why wouldn't it be like this? When I'm one of the devil's spawn trying to be righteous. Man, I'm only concerned with learning what being great about. I'll probably make it in before I make it out. Letting the rain dance, can I get an amen? I know I've been here before. I'm absorbing the pain and sticking to the game plan. I know I've been here before. And when these things don't seem clear, I tell myself breathe here. I know I've been here before. Man, cause I don't wanna leave here, I'm happy to be here. I know I've been here before. It's understood that you don't understand me. With full extension of your palm, you still underhand me. I get it, it's revenge for what I've done to you. But seriously, I look dumb to you. And I was told that karma is what comes to you. And it seems the people with problems run to you. You lose focus of everything that's in front of you. And call it quits is what the average person wanna do. But what I'm gonna do is keep it pushing and tell you what I've explored. And I've been here before. And with the current state of hip hop and everything that it's not, why be less when I can be more? Man, it's so simple. I'm writing the Bible in Corinthians and give the world mathematics like an Egyptian. There's no prism that you can fit me in. And through the pen, made my nigga torch live again. Letting the rain dance, can I get an amen? I know I've been here before. I'm absorbing the pain and sticking to the game plan. I know I've been here before. And when these things don't seem clear, I tell myself.
Yo, that's a summertime joint for me right there, bro.
Yeah, man. It's just, I just feeling the vibe, man. Like I said, I just go off of vibes, honestly. Melodies, vibes,
Yeah.
That's what I really operate off of.
Listen, I ain't even had the headphones on. And I was rocking. That's how you know the song is dope. I'm hearing it from his headphones, and I'm like, because I've been hearing how you approaching the beat. Like, I'm hearing how you approaching the beat, and like it's like a jazz. I hear jazz fusion like from the headphones.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, you got me off the top. You got me off the top.
Yeah, it's just vibes.
But then how you approach the music in such a unique way. That's one thing that I would say, bro. Like, how you approach music is one of a kind. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes the artist, is how you approach that beat. And you approach it, you have your own very unique way. Even though it's a traditional sound, it's not a traditional way of approaching the music. Like, you approach the beat, like, you could tell, like, you have a relationship with the music.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Yeah, honestly, that's what it is, man. When I go in, like I said, it's more or less, it's not, I've never been the type of artist that wants to try to make a specific record. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my vibe. My vibe is whatever comes to me. So, like I said, if I listen to the record and I get a certain vibe from it, I'll go that way. You know what I mean? Certain melodies might bring something out. You know what I mean? And I try to approach it differently. You know what I mean? That's the goal for me, is to try to, still do what I do, but just, try it different ways, and see what works, because for the longest time, and then that's the same thing I keep telling him is that over time, it took a long time for me to get to the point where I'm comfortable with what I do and how I deliver it and how I display it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it took me a while, you know what I mean, to get to that point where when I go into the studio now and I do songs and stuff like that, like, I'm comfortable and I know how I want to approach it. That was a battle in itself. But now that, I've been blessed to be in the company of, you know, other people who want to see you win and not just feed you bullshit, you know, and really want to see you win, you know, you start to learn and you start to pick up, you know, different things that can help you and things of that nature. So it's a blessing, man, you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
And yeah, I want to actually get into that too, man, about like the people you're around a little bit real quick. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I'm going to get into this next track. It's one of my favorite verses that I've heard from you. And it's called Winter Winds.
Okay.
You know, the Apathy and OC album that dropped recently.
Yep. Perestroika.
Yeah, man, that the verse is crazy. So Apathy goes first. We fade out right after yours just so we could keep it moving a little bit. But peace to OC, respect to OC. That whole track is bananas, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That whole track is bananas. But let's get into that track, man, and then we could talk about that real quick.
Smell the city burning, and you can hear the people crying, and you can see the angels and demons fighting, and you can feel the cold winter wind biting.
Somebody give me a mic. Whack rappers better run for their life. You'll hear thundering like somebody summoning poltergeist. Days turn to night, summers turn into ice. Every verse that I write, it's like a furnace ignites. Where the snow covers hills in the Bolshevik region. Old women light candles and they pray every evening. And on cold dark nights when the winds are freezing, they could walk through the woods to avoid the demons. Kids throwing rocks at the broke down tanks. Grandfathers filled journals with the memory banks. When his brother went blind cause he stepped on a mine that got left behind from the Cold War times. Every song, every rhyme, every old wives' tale, every faded photograph that got lost in the mail, every stew that was brewed to make the bread less stale. When the time felt colder than Siberian jail, through the rain, through the hail, through the hell on earth, hard pumps ice water since the day of my birth. From a war-torn village where a warrior's born, and snowstorms keep him warm in a soldier's uniform.
The hole in the winter. And I began to let any man come to my center. You enter the winter. Hole as the hole in the winter.
Higher caliber, rattle challenges, check out my algebra. 360 degrees of molten metallica, wizard of poetry. What I'm scripting is potent vocally. Evoke telekinesis, my thesis choking you openly. Never go toe to toe with me. Hang you from a tabernacle with rosary and torch any rapper who's standing close to me. Curse the Messiah for even provoking me. My mental is a third world country where the hungry wandering hopelessly. Steam vegetables, incredible vocal reach beneath the surface where the souls of the service sleep subversively. In the beat of the drum, I talk nice the first time. After that, the heaters will come knocking. I cock it, I'm ready to rock it like Jan Joplin. Peel the lip on ya. Hodgkins, losing is not an option. Perestroika, saluting the cold soldier. Bipolar, I even get my shadow the cold shoulder.
Yo, what were you on for that verse, brother?
Listen, man,
my God,
man, yeah, honestly, that's people don't see it, man, but it's pressure, man. You know what I mean? Like it's pressure. You know, first and foremost, you know, I'm going into the booth with, you know, you got legends in their own right. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Underground legend from where we from. You know what I'm saying? From this soil, and you got OC. You know what I mean? I don't even gotta say anymore. So to be sandwiched in the middle of that greatness itself was just pressure.
Yeah, that beat's great.
You know what I mean?
Who produced that, if you don't mind? The app produced that too? Oh, man.
Yeah, Chumzilla did the cut. Shout out Chum. Yeah, but it's like it was crazy. It was pressure because, like I said, you know, I'm sandwiched in between, you know, these two dudes. So it's like, and my whole goal is that I'm just trying to make my mark. I want people to hear me too. You know what I mean? So that's
healthy competition.
No, you know but that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and App is my brother, man. You know what I mean? So there's not a. You know, people are always like, it's not a competition thing, because the reason why he came and grabbed the cat is because he want me to shine. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? If you know, I mean, what other reason would that be? I've been on his last 2 releases. You know what I'm saying, as well as Lucy's that we've done together. So it's like it's not a situation where it's like, oh no, it's bruh. Listen, you know, when you get that shot, you get that chance. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah. You get that alley-oop. what are you gonna do with it?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Handle
You
business.
Right. My pops always told me, man, you put your best foot forward every time.
Yeah, that yo,
Make
that's
it
one of
mark.
my favorite verses of yours
Thank you.
all time, man. And you know, a lot of people, man, out here in Connecticut, man, need to know more about Apathy, man. Apathy is a legend, man. Over, you know, worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Overseas, like cats don't know. A lot do. Some don't, but yo, App is definitely a Connecticut legend.
Connecticut
man.
has
You know what I'm saying?
the greatness of
Black is staying another brother. I know that you
That's my
done
brother
tracks with him
too,
too.
yeah.
Yo, I love Black, man. Black's another dope dude, man. But yo, that definitely is one of my favorite. The whole track is sick, man. But it's definitely
Thank
one of
you.
my favorite verses that you have. But real quick, man, it's time to really get raw, man. I don't even have a name for this
Get 'em
session yet
bars.
because it's so new. This session is so new.
Yo, can I say something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, can I spit it for you, like acapella before you pick beats or whatever? I don't know what you doing.
Oh yeah. We can I'm just gonna have y'all freestyle over some beats I pick, but yeah, we can
I can
start
get off my chest.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's what we here for, baby.
Yeah. That's what we here for.
Shout shame, more than last message me, you vouch for the entrance. Fuck the faith for the pace, how I move on my method. Cut the voice, let's abort. I'm ahead a few seconds, collision course, but I'm flying as you view my direction. With the basis just a score, now I'm crucial to sessions. Finna pouring on you more so you hear what I'm spitting. For it's got a ghost right on all of my scriptures. No mechanism for a system what I bring to this prison. Put a bounty on my own head, split the religions. Had a vision while you sitting, man, I'm trying to go get it. Fuck your dollar in a dream, man, I need a revision. Climbing ladders while I'm staring when your homie is destined. Skimming bad bitch, call it karma to my defenses. My heart coated in the richest Pippin, 8-bit of Memphis. Wrote this as an ice melt. While she acting all desperate, I'm lining moves while you snooze, man. I'm building up interest. I could feel you going back and forth before you face me. Your ass need some meditation. Toast to the host of introspection. Now I'm ready to hear what the fuck you bringing. But as the tone hits the phone, I can sense the pair gold. You can feel the souls hesitating. Come mob as you rob, come deal with Satan. What up, though?
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can see why you know what I'm saying. You got the brother in your corner too, man.
Yeah, man. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
It was something different, man.
Absolutely, man.
You know, it was something different. And when I
Definitely.
heard it, I was just like, yo, you know.
That's
Yeah.
dope, man. That's dope. So, you know, this is a new thing. I don't even know what to call it yet. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't even want to call it rites to passage because y'all already done that. But you know, we're gonna have when MCs come up here, we're gonna have them just do what they do. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? So we put some beats together. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy. And hopefully it flows right, man. Y'all could both get in on it, whatever, man. And I just want you to spaz out, man. So let's get in on it, baby.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I hear this in a minute. Oh. Yeah. It's Marvzilla, Ill Scott Heron, Prophet. We in the building. Oh, okay. I ain't here to join in a minute. Hit the beat drop. Yo, look, look. I got mafia ties running your mouth and get you hospitalized. Touch more keys than Alicia when I'm chopping the pie. My right hand a few feet from the 9. It's either go hard or go home. My life is a portrait of crime. 88 and I'm Kane in this prime. Unload 8 from 19. Have your Adam's apple chasing your spine. Banging the ratchet to fill your body, your facial with lead. And I empty the rest of your brain out the back of your head. I'm not new to this. Homeboy, I'm true to this. The Desert Eagle will turn your vital organs into tuna fish. Go ahead and act up. And your man's gonna be calling for backup to come and pick your back up, nigga, back up and give me room to breathe. Before I cock back, knock your arms out of your sleeves. Now I'm out of your reach. You niggas just probably eat. The type of niggas that get back probably leak. I provide the soundtrack for the street. Get your hands up. I was like Philly when Iverson hurt. No answer, acknowledge your beats. Who known for moving out Perico? With the Mac, I shoot better than Craig Elo. This is where the bullshit stop. Whatever I pull, it pop. Don't be the next nigga to meet pop. Real as it is, even your chick feeling the kid. Get it twisted and I 12 gauge pump your ribs. Little punk. Get in line. Dead poets. Rest in peace, Craig Mack. Word up. Hey.
See these views from my cellular. High as hell, but no telling her. What can I say? I flip it any day like Keller Williams on my crystal ball. Heaven days, man. and I can't wait till I see God. High as hell, but I can see ours. Even when the evenings splitting backwards back, and now we with mathematics. I can't even tell backyard cars like the bubble cars. But fuck this amusement park, tryna go hard or go home, my nigga. I can't even tell. I want my bone, my nigga. I'm with Marvelous, hard as shit. And we can't even tell who your author is. That ghostwriting too much. I can't tell, but I'm just gonna be me. Off these darts, the Paris get lost. I can't tell where I lock my car keys. High as hell, let me get off and see. Can I be? And fuck this EBT, I gotta go hard. What I say about that car? Fuck if it's foreign, I just need something back and forth. I need something, get me off this damn sport. What can I say? And to the game, haymakers every day. And pass it left to right with my brain.
Yeah, 1, 2. This is what we gonna do. Yeah, 1, 2. Look, yo, king of the gorgeous. I write it till my metacarpals got rigor mortis. The pen I figure for it, oozing out of every singular office. They etch and sketch me, overlook me, ignore it. It's pivotal for you to understand that I've mastered the visceral. Literally, you said subliminals, I will physically injure you. Take it literal. I'm only talking in general. You a dick, hanging with genitals. Pause, you let your menstrual give us a clear visual of the bitch in you. Deplorable, despicable rhyme sayers, unoriginal rhyme layers. They bowing in the presence of thou greatness. Who? Asiatic black man. Used to call me Crazy Joe, but now they call me Batman. Bat to your naked back, fam. Demolition of audio, cardio, any Linux in the rhythmics with the hunger of Pac-Man. Fuck a genius, I'm the best thing to ever come out of penis. Prototype, blow the mic while I smash speakers. The piece of Jesus. Non-believer salvation is what they're waiting on a new diet, and I'm sorry that y'all been waiting long. Skills are so far from everything they base it on. Trying to figure out what the fuck these niggas is basing on. Cause truth is, still the hardest with the flow. Here's the bottom line, LeBrons, you gotta let it go. Super petty, I gotta let them know that I'm in orbit. Circular universes as fast as the mind can absorb it. It's exponential enormousness. Do it for the culture, they doing it for an audience, nigga. Know the difference, they codependent. I'm unsterilized, dope syringes in the veins of the old man on the train. I go the distance, know the limit. Photo image of Christ with a lazy eye. My vision is 2020. Knock the wings off a fly. Maybe I'm a villain to some. Most of these niggas counterfeit. I send records out and hear nothing. So from the sounds of it, you scared to rap with me. Since we being honest, I can show you how your favorite rapper be paying homage. No nonsense. Blacking out on these niggas, no conscience. Bar for bar, if you say you better than Marv, that's obnoxious.
God damn.
Yo,
your head turn yellow?
Yo, can I get a hand clap for that shit right there, yo? That's what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, yo.
His head turned yellow. His beard turned yellow real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Super Saiyan.
Super
Saiyan.
Yo.
I seen an S appear on his chest real quick.
Yo, the brother spazzes on the beat, yo. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yo, that shit was amazing, man.
That was
dope. I'm honored to have y'all here on the show, and like I told you earlier, brother, like, if I was gonna have an MC, it was gonna be you, and I'm glad you brought your brother along, man. It became even greater, man.
Listen, I just want to take my time out, man, and I honestly, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, want to say thank you, man. Because at the end of the day, man, it's one thing for people to see what you're doing. You know, it's one thing for people to see what you're doing. It's another thing for people to believe in what you're doing. You know what I mean? And when we sat down and when we talked, you know what I mean? Like, this guy right here, man, is a great brother, you know, and he believed in what I'm doing and said, yo, you know what, listen, whatever I could do to help you, you know what I mean, that's what I'll do. And you don't find that in people, you know what I'm saying? Not nowadays, you know what I'm saying? You don't find that, you know what I mean? So when you do, and this is jewels for anybody, man, you know, when you build those relationships, man, make sure you build those relationships to last, man. It's easy to burn a bridge, you know what I mean? It's hard to build that, because my pops always used to tell me, listen, if you burn that bridge, how you gonna walk over it to get back home? You know what I'm saying? Yep. And that's just what it is, man. So it's like, yo, I just want to say thank you for even believing in what I do, man, and supporting and showing love, you know, because at the end of the day, you don't have to do it, you know.
Nah, listen, man, what you do is an incredible talent, man.
Thank you.
And you know, the same way I support is you know, you inspired me through your music, the same shit that I feel when I listen to that DMX when I'm down, bro. That, like, I had to reach out. Sad made that connection. It had to be, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, man, thank you for being here, man. Prophet, thank you for being here. Real quick, man, before we close out the show, just let the people where they can find you on social media real quick, man.
All right, listen, man. My government is Marvalys McDaniel. That's my Facebook. Anywhere else you can find me, Marvalys, MARVALYSS. That's Twitter, Instagram, Bandcamp, you name it. Wherever you're looking for me at, you can find me there, man. If you don't have the new album, Depth Perception, go support that,
go
man.
get that.
You know, word up, man. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I'm not just, it's me, but I'm just telling you, man, like, it's one of my favorite projects, and I think y'all will like it, man. You know, if you haven't got my artist Prophet, this is Dead Poet Society, Dead Poet Media. This is what we do. Prophet's project is out right now as well, City's Promise. Like I said, you can find him, Profiiit, and you can find him on every social media outlet the same way. Go ahead, Prophet, tell them about your project a little bit.
City's Promise is out, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. Just the growth from beginning to end. Just, you know, like I said before, dealing with depression, how to overcome it, just using the music way. But you can find me there on Instagram, Prophet, like he said, Profiiit. You could type me on Google and just click on any of the links. But all is supported, and I appreciate all the love,
brother. And thank you for coming, man. I'm glad that you came along, man, because yo, man, you just added more elements to this and made it more fire than I thought it was gonna be, man. And it's a pleasure, man.
Oh, for sure.
Thank you so much, man.
For sure. Thank you.
Future.
And real quick, Marv, any upcoming projects or shows or anything or what you got going on, real quick, before we go?
Yeah, well, right now, you know, I'm not going to reveal too much because, you know, cats be mad at me when I be telling too much. I'll tell you guys after we get off. But, nah, honestly, real talk, like, I got a few things up the sleeve right now. I got this project that I'm working on called E Pluribus Unum. It's with Cocaine Beach, my man Big Ghost Limited, and they just put out a project for Conway and Westside Gun, and and Crime Apple. Shout out Crime Apple, real come up on underground, dope dude. I have a project with one of my producers. His name's Al Capella. He's from Philly, and we got this called Where the Sidewalk Ends. You know, and that's interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working on a few things, Snow Goons and some other things up and coming. You know, I'm just gonna let the people see the work. I don't want to give them too much.
Okay.
But yeah, we definitely got a full summer. I'm gonna be doing a lot of performances. Really not in Connecticut like that. You know, maybe 1 or 2 dates or whatnot. But we got stuff lined up out of state, so it's just looking, you know, great from there. And I'm just, you know, trying to capitalize off of the momentum that we have now, you know.
Dope, man, and good luck with all that, brother, man.
Thank you, man.
Xavier, any last words, man?
Man,
Dave, any last words?
Here, you know, we had a very, 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 very great interview. You know, we talked about a lot of things that I think are things that people think about when it comes to hip hop, and I think that's very important to touch on. I love your opinions, I love your rhymes, I love your music, I love all that. And for those who don't know, man, we had a healing session right before this.
Word. Hold up, yo,
changed my life.
Yo, listen, listen, man. Like, yo, honestly, like, I'm still speechless. Like, I've been sitting here this whole interview pain free.
Yo, I was looking around everybody else like, yo, is this normal?
I wish we would have caught that on camera.
Bro, nah, seriously, like, not even no bullshit, man. Like, I sat here this whole session because, like, I have a lot of pain in, like, my neck and shoulder area, like, and it bothered me for years now. And I'm like, I mean, like, it's not consistent, you know. It's or sometimes, you know, some days are better than others and stuff like that. But, like, the feeling is, like, always there. You know what I mean? I've sat at this interview and I've been pain free the whole time. Listen,
yo, he's talented, man. He's talented at what he does, man. Yo, plug your shit real quick, man. We talking about it. Plug that.
This man works miracles. Listen, man. Not even no bullshit, man. Because honestly, the people know me. They know already that I don't even feed into the bullshit. If I don't rock with it, then you ain't gonna get a cosign from me. You know what I'm saying?
He's the truth.
Right, word up.
You know what's spooky about that? The name of my brand is called Miracle Healing.
Yo, that's crazy.
So that's wild that you said that, but that's my brand, Miracle Healing.
I've sat here this whole interview without it. Yo, listen, Miracle Healing, man. Y'all hear it right now. Listen, it's not even no bullshit. I'm telling you firsthand. I sat here pain-free 5 minutes before this interview happened. And I've been, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Lit, dope, man. So check me out, social media, Xavier Kemp. You know what I mean? Xavier Kemp, XAVIERKEMP. You You can find me on Instagram as well. You can search up Miracle Healing as well, but the best way to find me is on Facebook.
Please do.
Word.
Cool, man. Well, again, fellas, thank you, man. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to meet y'all, man.
Thank you for having us here, man.
And you know, we've been talking actually a lot, but we've spoken on the phone and you know, on social media and shit, but we never really got to meet till today.
Right, yeah.
So that, to me, that makes this, you know, interview so much more intimate and so much more dope, because like we really, you know what I mean, got to pick each other's brains and shit, man.
Absolutely.
So, man, thank y'all for coming, man. Interwebliens, man, go get those albums, man, please. Y'all heard it already, man. We had another dope show. You know, just come back, you know, backyardmeccashow.com, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Backyard Mecca. You can catch us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. Just search for us, man. We're there in Google, man. Thanks again, Interwebliens. We love y'all. Peace and love.
Word
Peace,
up.
peace, peace. Peace.
Interwebliens.